Hello everyone. In today's session, I am going to talk about NMAT exam. So we will discuss complete information about NMAT entrance exam, which happens to be one of the very important exams for any MBA aspirant in India. So but before we get started with NMAT, first and foremost, I want to explain to you why exactly it's a sensible idea, why exactly it's a good idea to write multiple entrance exams. Now on your screen you will see the term OMETs. What does OMET stands for? OMET stands for Other Management Entrance Test. So other than CAT, whatever other exams that we have got in India, collectively we call them OMETs. So exams like XAT, SNAP, NMAT, all the other exams apart from CAT, collectively we will refer to them as OMETs. Okay, as you know, CAT is a very important exam. You must write CAT exam. But then, other than CAT, the other exams that we have in India, like XCT, or let us say SNAP exam, or let us say NMAT exam, these exams are also pretty important, pretty crucial exams. Now, why are these exams very crucial and why you should be aiming at writing these entrance exams? Let's understand that. First and foremost, few excellent business schools will accept these exam scores. Business schools like XLRI, for instance, which accepts XAT, or SIBM Pune or SCM HRD, which accept SNAP scores, or NMIMS Mumbai, which accepts NMAT scores. So there are very good business schools which are accepting scores of other exams other than CAT. So that makes it very important for you to write other exams also, or not just write CAT exam alone. The other advantage that is pretty important to notice here is, for other exams like NMAT or SNAP or XAT, you get additional time for preparation when compared to CAT. As you know, CAT exam is conducted on the last Sunday in November, but when it comes to exams like SNAP, which happens in December, or NMAT exam, which has a long test window extended till December, or XAT, which happens in January, this additional time that you are getting for preparation when compared to CAT is a good thing, especially if you have started your preparation a little late and you need extra time for preparation. You do get extra time for preparation with OMETs. Last but not the least, syllabus wise, what you need to prepare wise, it's almost similar to CAT. Very few additional areas need to be prepared for OMETs. So when you are preparing for CAT, automatically you are getting prepared for most of the OMETs or most of the syllabus of OMETs as such. And this, of course, will be a good backup option for anybody who has made up his or her mind that they want to pursue MBA program in the next coming academic year itself. It's a very good backup option to keep. That's the reason, friends, it's a good idea to write multiple entrance exams and not just write CAT alone as such. Now let's talk about NMAT exam. See, as far as NMAT exam is concerned, this is an exam which is conducted by an organization called GMAC. Now GMAC is the same organization that conducts GMAT exam across the world. It's a very big organization. It's a non-profit global organization. They conduct GMAT across the world. Few years back, they bought NMAT exam from NMIMS. So earlier, NMIMS used to own the rights for NMAT. They were the ones who were conducting the exam. But few years back, they sold this exam to GMAC, and today it has become NMAT by GMAC exam. So that way, the importance of NMAT has actually increased, because it's not only NMIMS which is accepting NMAT scores. A lot of other business schools are accepting NMAT scores. In fact, some foreign business schools are also accepting NMAT scores. Now, what is pattern of this exam? First and foremost thing that I want to highlight about NMAT before I discuss the pattern is, it's a computer adaptive exam. Now, what do I mean by computer adaptive? Remember, friends, there are two types of exams that you will have across India as such. You will have computer based exam, you will have computer adaptive exam. Computer based exam is an exam where everybody will get the same set of questions irrespective of their capability. Whereas A computer adaptive exam is an exam where even if two people write the exam on the same day at the same time, both the persons will get different set of questions based on their capability. So the test engine will try to adapt itself to your capability. So in NMAT exam, if you are solving questions correctly, the possibility of you getting more difficult questions going ahead is very high. If you are solving questions incorrectly, then slowly the difficulty level is reduced. That means the test engine is trying to adapt itself to your capability. Hence, we call it computer adaptive exam. As far as pattern of the exam is concerned, it's a very interesting pattern. Similar to CAT, here also you have got provision of sectional time limit. It's similar to CAT in the sense that this is also a 2-hour exam, 120 minutes exam. But here you will have 108 questions. 108 questions to be done in 120 minutes. That's the broad pattern of NMAT exam. 3 sections are there in NMAT. The first section, they call it language skills section, which is essentially English section. 36 questions from English will appear in the exam, and they'll give you 28 minutes of sectional time limit to do this. If you observe, sectional time limit here is variable, different time limits for different sections. Quantitative skills is nothing but mathematics, and 36 maths questions will be there, and 52 minutes time is given. See, if you notice, this 52 minutes is actually the highest sectional time limit among all the sections, and mathematics is given 52 minutes, which is almost 1 hour, and it's good news for anybody who is weak in maths. So NMAT is an exam where even non-maths background students, non-engineering background students will find this exam relatively easy to deal with, because mathematics will have 52 minutes time limit. Finally, we move on to logical reasoning. Same 36 questions will be there, and here the time limit will be 40 minutes. So 36 questions, 40 minutes for logical reasoning. When it comes to the scores that you can get in each of the sections, the range of the score will be from 12 marks, and it can go as high as 120 marks. And overall score in NMAT, which is actually pretty important aspect. As far as overall score is concerned, minimum score you can get in NMAT is 36. Maximum possible score in NMAT is 360. This is pattern of NMAT exam. And remember, as far as this exam goes, the scores of this exam will be revealed within 48 hours. So within 48 hours, the score can be downloaded after you have written the exam. So that's the advantage with NMAT exam. Scores are revealed very soon. Now comes the question that a lot of people ask me, can NMAT exam be written multiple times? Yes, NMAT exam can be written maximum 3 times. But is it a good idea to write NMAT exam multiple times? Answer is not an excellent idea. The reason it's not really a good idea is because NMIMS, which is by far the best option in NMAT, they only accept the first attempt of NMAT. Because NMIMS is accepting only the first attempt of NMAT, hence it's not a really good idea to write NMAT multiple times. Even once if you can write, it will be more than sufficient, give it your best shot, because NMIMS will only accept the first attempt of NMAT. One more thing, why NMIMS becomes such an important business schools under NMAT is because NMIMS is the only exclusive NMAT based business schools. All the other business schools which are accepting NMAT scores, they are accepting other exam scores also, like CAT for instance. So that's the reason NMIMS becomes by far the most important option under NMAT. And if you are interested in studying in NMIMS, remember, you got to apply to NMIMS separately. You need to apply for NMAT, then you need to apply for NMIMS separately. Same is the case with the rest of the business schools which are accepting NMAT scores. Now, moving on. What is the tentative timeline of the entire process? See, the registration has already begun, and the registration for NMAT exam actually began from 1st of August onwards. And the last date for registration for NMAT exam will be 10th of October. So you do need to apply for NMAT exam before 10th of October. After 10th of October, you won't be able to apply for NMAT exam. And as far as NMAT exam goes, applying for NMAT is first step. Second step is scheduling your exam. Unlike other exams like CAT or XAT, where the date is fixed, here in NMAT you have got multiple dates to choose from. So you can choose a date as per choice. That is known as scheduling the exam. So after you have applied, you also need to schedule your exam. Scheduling can also take place from 1st of August onwards, and the last date for scheduling your exam is 14th October. This is pretty important date. Because if you apply for NMAT and you forgot to schedule the exam and it is 14th October is over, then you will not be able to appear for the exam, as you won't be able to schedule the exam. So please ensure you schedule your exam before 14th of October. Go to their website and pick a date as per your choice. NMAT allows you to retake the exam. So as you know, they allow 3 takes, or 3 times you can write the exam. Retake registration will begin from November 6th onwards. That is 2nd or 3rd time if you want to write. 6th of November it will begin, and the last date for registration for retake will be 17th of December. They also allow you to reschedule the exam. That means you booked a date but you're not happy, you want to change it. They allow you to reschedule, but of course charges will be there. So the last date for rescheduling the exam also is 17th of December. And as far as exam delivery is concerned, it will be delivered from 5th of November onwards, and the last date of the exam will be 20th of December. So it's a almost 1.5 month window that you have for this particular exam. Now, when should you write this exam? I would say choose a date as per your convenience. Whenever you are confident, whenever you believe your preparation is done, you can appear for the exam. So it's a personal choice whether you want to appear for the exam before CAT or after CAT. There are some people who may say to me, let me be done with the CAT exam, then I am going to shift my focus to NMAT. That is also absolutely fine. So it's a personal decision. Now, what is the application fee for the entrance exam? In order to apply for NMAT exam, you need to pay 3,000 rupees for the application fee. So you need to pay 3,000 rupees to NMAT authorities to write NMAT exam. And remember, this particular amount doesn't include taxes. Taxes are additional to it. And if you want to retake the exam, again you need to pay 3,000 rupees per attempt. And in case you want to reschedule your exam, you need to pay 1,200 rupees for reschedule. Of course, taxes are extra as such. When you fill up your NMAT form, they will ask you names of 5 colleges to which you want to send your scores. You can mention 5. If you want to go beyond 5, then you need to pay 400 rupees per business school. But remember, apart from mentioning name of a business school for NMAT authorities to share the scores, you also need to visit their business school websites and you need to apply to them also. So it's not that you can apply only to NMAT and you will be considered for interview shortlist. No, you need to apply for the business school also. Now, which are the good colleges which are accepting NMAT scores? Friends, by far the best option is NMIMS. Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies. They have got 5 campuses across India. Their flagship campus is Mumbai, but then they also have a good campus in Bangalore, Navi Mumbai, Hyderabad and Indore also. So multiple campuses they have got, but by far the best option is Mumbai campus. They offer good education, a good brand value and pretty good placements also. So NMIMS for sure can be opted if you are applying for NMAT. Other than this, Xavier University Bhubaneswar, which is situated in Orissa, they also accept NMAT for certain programs. Tapmi Manipal in Karnataka are also accepting NMAT. IFMR in Andhra Pradesh, that's also another option you can consider. KJ Somaya, a old business school in Mumbai, they also accept NMAT scores. SDA Bocconi, which is actually an Italian business school, which has started a campus in Mumbai. They call it SDA Bocconi Asia Center. That also accepts NMAT. Finally, ICFI Business School, they also accept NMAT. Actually, there are a long list, around 50 business schools are there, but I have only mentioned few of the more attractive ones out here as such. So these are some of the options, but NMIMS is the only one which is exclusively NMAT based. Other colleges that are there on your screen right now, they accept NMAT, but they also accept CAT also. Some of them accept XAT also. So that is something that you definitely need to bear in mind as such. Now, as far as preparation for the exam is concerned, except for logical reasoning, rest of the areas that are there in NMAT are same as what you have been preparing for CAT. So, CAT syllabus, the way you are covering it, it will cover everything in NMAT except logical reasoning. For logical reasoning, you have to prepare for some additional topics. What are those additional topics? I'll share with you in a minute. But before I do that, I also want to point out here, because the number of questions are 108 and the time given is only 2 hours, you have to go very fast. So it's advisable that you work with speed maths techniques and you work on your calculation speed and go very fast. It will not only help you in maths, but it will also help you under some of the questions that may be there in data interpretation topic also. And remember, speed mathematics requires practice. So definitely, surely do practice speed maths techniques that have been taught to you without fail as such. Now finally, what are the additional areas you need to prepare for under logical reasoning? You need to prepare for topics like number series, number analogies, letter series, letter analogies, odd man out, coding and decoding, symbols and notations, missing numbers, direction sense. These are all topics that are pretty useful for NMAT. Now time has given you an extra textbook. If you are a time student, you have received an extra textbook of logical reasoning which contains all these topics. Make sure you do prepare from that book. Other than this, analytical puzzles also appear. For example, linear arrangement puzzles or blood relations based puzzles, circular arrangement puzzles, distributions, etc. These have already been covered for CAT. That will be relevant for NMAT also. Other than this, you also need to prepare for critical reasoning also. What is critical reasoning? Topics like assumptions, conclusions, inferences, strengthening and weakening of arguments, courses of action, cause and effect, or assertions and reasons, deductions, logical deductions, right, logical connectives. All these also needs to be prepared. They are all part of critical reasoning section. You do need to prepare for these areas also if you are planning to write NMAT exam. Once you do that, this exam becomes a pretty comfortable exam to deal with. And if you're a time student, do ensure you do take omits. Time has provided you with omits. So AIM NMAT papers, mock papers for NMAT that are there on your student homepage, make sure you write them without fail. That will give you excellent practice for NMAT exam. So this is how you can comfortably prepare and do well in NMAT entrance exam. So friends, with this we have come to the end of this session. Make sure you prepare well for this exam so that you do well in the exam as such. Thank you everyone.